Now that the flashback's over, we gotta talk about Harald. And the biggest one is this. Was Harald stupid? I think this flashback has sprouted a lot of misconceptions. Let's break it down. Harald's upbringing wasn't really that different from other giants. He's a king who grew up just like Dorian Brogy. Because of his abnormal size, it influenced him as a person. Although he's an honorable giant, he tends to look down on humans, as he sees them as beneath him because of his advantage of bloodline. And that's why he was introduced as scum when we entered the flashback. That's until he met Ida. Ida made Harald see what humans are capable of and helped him self-reflect on himself. She made him see the perspective of the humans, that there's a lot to gain even when they're tiny. Because of her, his perspective on the giants also shifted. He saw their ways as behind the times and decided to try and slowly change his home and people for the better. He began traveling and fixing his race's reputation. Some of them understand his plight, but the obstacles are very overwhelming. Traveling takes a lot of time, effort, and resources. There were some islands that didn't forget their grudges, and Harald can't do anything about it. But the biggest problem for him was his encounter with the world government. Majority of the kingdoms in the Grand Line and the New World are connected to the world government. Their reputation throughout the One Piece world is just astronomical, basically. But they also control the media. These are the things that people don't understand. They control information, and that's why they're unstoppable. All the atrocities can be swept under the rug because they can manipulate information. And because of how islands are scattered, it's hard to confirm whether the details are legit. Can you now see the problem? They can paint Harald as the villain, and the kingdoms that he wanted to connect with will have a hard time trusting him because the world government in the eyes of the world are the good guys. In his mind, the world government is unbeatable. And this was where the conflict with Rox comes in. Rox believes that the giants are unstoppable, and joining forces with him can take down the world government. Harald's actions were not out of ignorance. Harald knows that the world government might try to do something underhanded, yet he risked it anyway just because of his hope for a better future. He was blinded by his dream. Not to mention, there's no faction yet available to join except the world government, who has a good and solid reputation. Pirates are considered bad guys in One Piece. Yeah, that's kinda obvious. And Harald doesn't want to risk his people fighting a lost cause. In conclusion, he doesn't believe what Zebek was saying. He doesn't believe what Zebek was promising. And how could he? The world government's shadow is just too powerful. But it all comes back to that question. Was Harald stupid? No, we can't call someone's ambition as stupid. That's just calling everybody stupid if they dream. Harald prided himself as formidable, and he did not expect Imu's powers of control. He was outplayed by Imu in the battle of schemes and lies. Also, many people have this idea that he can just connect to other nations even if he doesn't ally with the world government. But we see him already having these collisions with them when he was traveling and building connections. He's gonna have conflicts with the world government even if he decided to go neutral. There's only two paths for him: side with Zebek and topple the world government, or join the world government. There is no in between, nothing. And by the time, it was too late. So yeah, this is the video about Harald being stupid or not. And yeah, I made this video because I'm petty as fuck. Bye.